Who's better, Jean-Claude Van Damme or Steven Seagal? Let's find out. Welcome back to Scottish Movies, and it's time for the first episode of a new series on my channel. This is Jean-Claude Van Damme versus Steven Seagal. What I plan to do on this channel is basically watch a load of Van Damme films and a load of Seagal films. I'll do a little review of each film that I've watched, and then at the end I'm going to tell you who won the battle this week, so to speak. Which was better. Both these guys, I've not seen tons of their movies. I sort of grew up in the 80s when it was all still Stallone versus Schwarzenegger, and come the 90s, action movies. I don't know, you like the guys of the 90s, but for some reason I didn't really watch them. I've seen a couple of films here and there, which I'll tell you about in a minute, but there's a lot I've not seen. I know they're obviously still making movies today, like the straight to DVD kind of movies. Let's get started anyway. So I'm going to talk about Jean-Claude Van Damme first. Now, I've seen of his movies. I've seen Kickboxer, Universal Soldier, which I saw just earlier this year, which I loved. I think Time Cop. I've seen Sudden Death a few times, which I really enjoy that movie, and also Street Fighter, maybe once or twice. I do own all these on physical media. But what I've watched today. So yeah, today I've been watching a movie called Legionnaire from 1998. What's this movie about? So yeah, it's set in 1925, and Van Damme plays a boxer called Alain, like French name. And he doesn't take a dive when he's sort of paid to by a mob boss, and he then escapes and joins the Foreign Legion, where he sort of bonds with three other sort of soldiers there, and eventually the mob boss tracks him down and sends some people after him, and the movie goes on from there. So this is also starring let me get this guy's name right. Adewale Akinnoye Abaji. I probably butchered that name, but I know the guy as Mr. Echo from Lost, who was fantastic. Well, he was very good in Lost, and he was good in this as well, to be fair. Also stars Steven Berkoff, who was in a lot of films in the 80s. I mainly remember him as Victor Maitland in Beverly Hills Cop. And also this stars a British actor called Nicholas Farrell as Macintosh, who's obviously a British soldier. And I also recognised an actor by the name of Jim Carter. And I had to double check this was him. But he plays the mob boss in this film, but I found it quite amusing because I know him as a character called Deja Vu from the comedy movie Top Secret. And if you've seen that, you'll know who I'm talking about. And yeah, he was funny in that. So yeah, what's Legionnaire like? Is it any good? I enjoyed this movie. It's not like your traditional Van Damme movie. The only real sort of hand-to-hand combat in this film was like the boxing at the beginning of the film. It's mainly Van Damme sort of trying his hand at a bit of acting, really. And this is really a kind of a war movie with some good action stuff thrown in, like general war movie stuff, explosions, lots of shooting and everything. And it's something different for Van Damme, and he does well with it. The movie looks really good. It's got some good cinematography, and there's a good score there as well. And I enjoyed this movie for what it was. It wasn't what I expected at all. and yeah, got a fair play to Van Damme for trying something different on this one. And yeah, it was a good movie. So I'm going to that's Van Damme. I'm not going to give this a score at the moment, but I'm going to move on to the Steven Seagal movie that I've seen. Now, when it comes to Seagal, I've seen Under Siege 1 and 2. I've seen Executive Decision, which, if you've seen it, you know he's not in it very long. I think I've seen a film called Fire Down Below, which is like kind of an eco film. I vaguely recall watching that. Well, I've not seen like his early movies, like your Hard to Kill and Nico. I've not seen any sort of straight to DVD movies that has been churned out for like the last 20 years. So what I'm watching today, Mark Videf, Nico. No, I'm watching Submerged from 2005, which I suppose you could consider as one of his straight to DVD movies. I got this in a charity shop, thinking it was based on the information on the back of the DVD. It might be like another Under Siege in a submarine. Well, is it? Well, I'm going to get to that in a minute. So, Seagal plays a ex-military guy called Cody, who, along with his old team, are released from military prison to go after like a renegade scientist who's using like mind control technology on soldiers and turning them into sort of killing machines, basically. And while they're out on this mission, they find themselves in this submarine at one stage with these soldiers. I'm guessing that's where the Submerged comes from. This film also stars Vinnie Jones as I think his character's name's called Henry, and he's one of like Seagal's team. And also in Seagal's team is an actress by the name of Alison King, who I actually know as Carla Connor from Coronation Street. Yeah, you've got an actor from Coronation Street in this movie. So yeah, is this any good? In short, no, it's pretty shit, to be fair. Yeah, this is like your straight to DVD rubbish. They're only in the submarine for probably about 20 minutes in the old movie. It's just not what you expected at all. After that, you get action on the streets of Uruguay, where most of the movie's set, with some car chases and some gun battles. And the film actually winds up near the end at an opera, funnily enough, where there's like a gunfight as well. You don't ask. Seagal probably's got like about one sort of hand-to-hand combat sort of fight in the old movie, and he just plods around the rest of the time. Obviously, piled a few pounds on in recent years. And yeah, the one thing that really took me out of the movie was just seeing, well, technically Carla Connor running around with a machine gun and pretty shit, what I think was supposed to be American accent. But yeah, ultimately it was just like Carla Connor from Corrie. I mean, she was looking good as usual. Nice looking lady. But yeah, I was kind of waiting for Roy Cropper to turn up, and yeah, anyway, I wasn't really a fan of this movie. Yeah, it wasn't the best. So that brings us to the sort of the end of this video, and basically, who's going to win this week? Is it going to be Jean-Claude Van Damme, or is it going to be Steven Seagal? Yeah, so that's a victory this week for Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Legionnaire wins. And yeah, Submerged. Yeah, that's what I think of that one. Yeah, I'm going to give Legionnaire a 6 out of 10. And yeah, Submerged, I think 3 out of 10, and that's being generous. So yeah, that is 1-0 to Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah, so yeah, comment down below if you've seen either of these movies, and also if you've got any Van Damme movies or Seagal movies that you'd like to see in this kind of video in the future. You know, what should I be doing next? I know there's lots of classics I've not seen. Maybe next time we can have a couple of proper heavy hitters, and see if Mr. Seagal's got bit of a fighting chance, because I don't think he did this week. But yeah, don't forget to like and share and subscribe. I'll see you soon for some more videos. Bye, guys.